previously projected that I would be able to launch the beta test sometime in December with 65 cards and 20 unique enemies and Hey there! Welcome back to my game OpenFire. Today we're talking about animations, or at least that's what I would have said if I did enough animation work to show. I don't have much to report on. As I said before, it's all just hard work from here. I laid out the systems for cards, been giving the UI some special attention, and last video I showed how I made the enemy AI. All that's left for me to do is add in 65 cards, insert 20 enemies, write them, animate them, clean up UI, and it's a lot. And it's not really fun to talk about. So we're going to be jumping far away from all the hard work and coding. I want to talk about plans and projections and what I want to do with this game. Likewise, I would love to hear what you want out of OpenFire. Though I have most of the gameplay looped down, with most menus up and running, there are some things that I'm yet to make any progress on. These are just a bunch of plans I have with next to zero implementation work, so the images and examples that I'll be using are mostly theoretical. The card reward system works, but there's still a big thing missing. I want this game to feel less rogue card battler and more collection and deck building, hence the distinction between a temporary inventory in the bag and a permanent collection in the armory. What I need to do is to set up a card select screen whenever a run is finished, and if you're defeated early, you only get to select a few cards to add to your collection. But if you finish the round successfully, you get to keep all of the cards. Now, with deck collection in mind, I haven't touched the shop ever since the UI Devlog video. I don't want to implement money in my game. Instead, I want the main currency to be cards, and only cards. Every time you open up the shop, you're greeted with a random set of packs and cards. Then, the prices would be a certain amount of cards from your own collection. Say, one common card in the shop costs 3 from your collection. Now and then you'll get a discounted sale for one of the options. But right now, there's a bit of complications since the inventory management still isn't done either. Then there's a certain mechanic that I really want to implement. The side armor placement. Basically, aside from choosing your character, you get to choose and replace your alternate fire with any valid card. For example, Crystal can equip any of his 5 primary cards to start this run. I just think that this will add another layer for deck building. The back end has already been laid out, but the menu for this just has not been implemented yet. There are a ton more ideas, and some might take a few days, while some might get cut out in development. I haven't even begun to think about sound design, a bunch of menus, saving and loading. All the rambling aside, OpenFire is going to take a lot of time. It will probably take me another year to fully implement everything that I want. But besides that, I do want to open it for people to test the game and how it feels, aka beta test. I previously projected that I would be able to launch the beta test sometime in December with 65 cards and 20 unique enemies but those numbers are a lot more daunting now. Instead, I want to open an even smaller build, cutting down my work to around 25 cards, 7 enemies, and focus on a single character. Probably Sniper, but hey, comment down below which one of these operatives you would rather have for that beta. I haven't had anyone test play my game before, so I really don't know what the balance feels like right now. This will be an itch.io for anyone to play and comment on, and as much as I want to, I won't be allowing the file for download just yet. I hope that the beta test will help me catch bugs, errors, and fine-tune balancing for the game overall. Then hopefully after a few more months, say by January, I'll have all of the basics done, and I would like to release another beta test for a limited time just to see how people feel towards all the new cards. But from then on, my focus should be polishing the game. Hopefully sometime in the summer of next year, I'll release the game on Steam. Sure, there might still be some bugs here and there, but I want to be at least 90% confident that it's finished. And just a few more things. I definitely want to make DLC for the game. 65 cards is not enough. I have over 100 more in my Google Sheet just waiting to be made. Not to mention my desire to make even more playable characters. I also want people to be able to mod the game, but I don't want people getting a copy of it just yet before I even release it. As for modding, go ahead. I would love people to try and mod the game. I wanted to mod the heck out of Mega Man and One Shot from Eden, but instead I set out to make my own game. Of course, I don't actually know how to allow that, but just know that I would be happy if you did. And multiplayer. I want to implement multiplayer one way or another, just so people can trade their cards or people can fight. I think that would just be really interesting and really fun. Now, if you don't like people talking about analytics and sponsorships, then you should just skip this chapter. But I would really appreciate some support as I work on both my projects and my videos. I've been working on this game and making digital art and uploading to YouTube for almost an entire year now, with nothing to show for it. A goal that I set out last January was to start earning money with a game or through YouTube. So the big question of how much money have I been making from game development? Well, none. So I want to be a bit more proactive, and I've added a Ko-fi link in my description, just in case you want to help me out. I've also been considering a Discord and a Patreon, but for Discord, I want to hear from all of you if any of you would be interested, and as for Patreon, I don't know what I could give you for tiers yet, so we'll have to wait on that. This video was really different. Almost no coding, and I barely even mentioned Godot today. This video was supposed to be about animation, but well, it's not. But once I get just enough work done there, maybe that's what the next devlog will be about. Though I did have a lot of fun today just sharing what I want to do even if I haven't done it yet. I'm very pumped to keep working on OpenFire, and I'm excited to share parts of it with all of you when I finally launch it for beta testing. And as much as I want this to be a fully solo project, I'm making this game for everyone to play, not just myself, so I can't stress enough how much I would value your feedback. With that being said, however, thank you so much for watching. I am the Noontime Dreamer. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Never stop dreaming.